Hello guys, we're in the garage again, and I got my Vespa up on a lift that I bought, so I don't have to sit on the ground. Well, those of you that's been following my build of this Vespa knows what I've done and everything. But I got one thing left to do, and that is I'm going to put in a Kytronik ignition module here to get variable ignition. As I mentioned before, I already got a lighter flywheel. This is a 1.6 kilogram flywheel. The original one weighs 2.3 kilograms, so this is much lighter. But we're going to install this one, the Kytronik ignition module. And this is how it's delivered. You don't get it in a box, you don't get any manual, you don't get anything. So that's quite weird, I think. But everything you need to know a manual is to get on internet. So it's not a problem, but I think it's, well, I expected it to come in a box with the manual. So that's what I'm going to do. As you know, you can buy a set from SIP or from Polini or Malossi with a lighter flywheel, another stator, another CDI unit to get a variable ignition and a lighter flywheel. These are quite expensive. So I popped in this one because I had it here in my garage. And I'm going to put the Kytronik module in because it can give you a little bit more torque in the low end, in the lower revs. But if you're to do something and don't want to buy a complete set of, you know, from SIP Vape or whatever, you know, with CDI, stator and flywheel, then I would recommend you to get just a lighter flywheel. The variable ignition is not that important. It doesn't give you that much. As I said, some torque in the low end, but this lighter flywheel will give you a better acceleration and so on. So this is the best investment if you're not to buy the complete set. So I think this might cost, I don't know exactly, 160 euros or something like that, if I remember correctly. So that's, if you're to do one thing, buy a lighter flywheel. But as I said, today is the Kytronik module, and I'm going to show you. Here is the old one, the previous version before this one. So this old one here was very easy to install. You just remove your cables, then you put this in, and then you put your cables on the upside here. So just put it in between cables, and then you choose your curve here, your ignition curve on this little thing here. So that's the old one, and then you drilled a hole here and you strapped it together. So that's the old one, and the new one is pretty much the same. You will put in the cables here, and you will take these cables in this end, and here you have where you can set your ignition curve. So it's the same principle, just that you can move this up and put it somewhere, I don't know where yet. So it's a pretty straightforward installation. You see my colors here are wrong. As you can see here on the original CDI box, you have white, red, green, green. So that's the order of the cables, how they should sit. So you have one white, you have one red, and you have two green. I have another color here. That's because I've rebuilt my electrical system by myself. So don't mind these. But then, as you can see on this one, you have the white, the red and the green. So just put them in white, red, green, remove this and put this in white, red, green, and then you do the same on this side. So another thing you need to do when putting in a Kytronik or any variable ignition, you need to change your timing. On this one it's 19 degrees before top dead center. I can change the ignition timing after I put in the ignition module also. If I just put the rotary screw to curve 0, then it's not in use, so to speak. So, but I need to set this from 19 degrees to 23 degrees. So that's something you need to do, and I've shown you in another video, which I can drop a link to in the description of this video. I've shown you there how to set your ignition timing. So I'm not going to show you that here, but so I need to change this. And also, if you are to buy just a lighter flywheel and change your original one, then you also have to check your ignition timing, because this one originally was 19 degrees, and when you put in a new flywheel you suppose that the ignition should be the same, but that depends on where the woodruff key is put in. It's not always on the same place. So in this case, I think when I put this one in, I think I got a timing like 23 or 24 degrees. So if you're changing your flywheel, always check your timing. That's what I wanted to say. So look in the description of the video and I will give you a link to how to set the timing, and also a link to a video how to change your flywheel. So first of all, I'm going to remove my cables here, and I will remove these three, the white, the red, and this is supposed to be green. These three are coming from my stator, and this one should also be green on your bike, is coming from your kill switch. This should remain here in the CDI box, so only remove these three, okay? And then I can put in these ones, the white, the red, and the green. So now I'm just going to find somewhere to put this, and then I can put these cables in here according to the colors, and that's it. And as you can see, this is set to 0 right now, and you have a lot of different curves here, so you have to look in the manual on the internet which curve your bike should have, depending on your tuning mode and of course which engine you have. But in my case, I'm going to have it on curve A, so I'll put it there later on when I've set my timing. So this is how I did it. A very easy, fast installation. You do it on like 10 minutes. So now I will set my timing to 23 degrees. Then I will adjust this to curve A, and then I can check with my stroboscope that the ignition timing changes accordingly to the revs. So that's how easy to do that. Well, hope you enjoyed that and that you have some use for it. Don't forget to subscribe, watch my other videos. See you next time.